Hey guys, I'm Heather Bowling with Usborne Books More, and today I wanted to share some things for reluctant readers. I think sometimes when we think our kids don't enjoy reading and people have said they haven't found the right book or whatever the case may be, especially with boys, they're just busy and active. I think we really underestimate the value of making reading fun and having interactive books. Usborne carries many interactive books. It's like one of the things that we're known for. One of my favorite series for anywhere from 3 to 6 year olds is our question and answer series. This is the original Lift the Flap question and answer book, but we have many in this series that cover things like food, your body, dinosaurs, animals, and so on. The books are broken up into different questions for each page, like when, where, how, and so on. So for example, you have a question and you lift the flap to find the answer. This makes it engaging. Kids are lifting the flap. One thing, if you have someone who's learning to read, they can read the question, you can read the answers. And so you have some shared reading going on. Plus, they're full of all kinds of fun facts. And we all know they ask a million questions. And I certainly don't have all the answers. We also have flat books from our Look Inside and See Inside series with all kinds of information like everyday inventions, making music, floating and flying. And once again, this is one of a series of many, many books on all different kinds of topics. Okay, we talked about some interactive books. This one is a fun interactive book, and it is part of our Shine a Light series. We have 13 Shine a Light books currently. This is the On the Space Station one. These are nonfiction as well, and these are so fun because you read them with a flashlight. So for each page, you've got some information to read. 3 astronauts will travel to the space station in a spaceship. They will be in space for many months. Can you see what the train is pulling? So then what you do is you shine a light behind the page that you're reading to reveal the surprise or the secret. Can you see it? So each page has a question and you shine the light behind the page to find the reveal and the answer. When you flip the page, you can read more about it. Who doesn't love reading in the dark with a flashlight? These books definitely make reading fun. Another series I recommend for reluctant readers or ones that just aren't really into reading are Big Book of series. This one is the Big Book of Dinosaurs. But again, many different topics like animals and trains and big machines. These are big and they have super sturdy pages. But the fun part is that they open up. So big, it's off the screen. They just have a huge wow factor. I've heard of many kids taking out their monster trucks and tractors and things and lining them up or getting their dinosaurs out and kind of interacting with books. That's what we want. We want them to be interacting with our books. You've probably noticed a theme here, and the theme is nonfiction. Boys love some nonfiction, and a lot of girls do too. There were many, many nights where I read bedtime stories of trash and recycling or books about animals, facts, information to my preschoolers. We have great options for nonfiction, as you saw in those other examples I shared. We also have a series of beginner internet reference books. These little $5 books are gems. Kids are drawn to the illustrations and real life photographs. And I just love how information is broken down into chunks of text. It's not overwhelming to look at the whole page. We probably have 50 different titles in this series. I'm sure we can find something your child would love. And while we're on the topic of fun nonfiction $5 books, these pocket books are amazing. These are like the signs at the zoo that tell you all the information about whatever we're discussing. So this one is discussing the giant pangolin. I mean, have you heard of him? All kinds of information. These are great little books that can be carried in the car, taken outside. For example, our insects one, they can take it outside, find some bugs, and match it up with and find out more about the bugs that they're seeing outside. If we can get our kids to love nonfiction and even read nonfiction, they are going to be so well prepared for school. And kids that can read nonfiction, they may prefer nonfiction over fiction. And my son does lots of times. But if they can read the nonfiction, they can read novels. Novels are usually on a much lower reading level. And lots of times we just read for pleasure. And so it doesn't have to be a high reading level, where the reading level of nonfiction books are definitely higher usually. Like I mentioned, the trash and recycling book, I used to read these books in this series to my preschool son when he was like 4 in preschool. And these are books that he is still enjoying today in 3rd grade. My last little tip for you and your reluctant readers is to not give up on reading with your child. Sometimes kids have gotten to an age where they can read themselves, but they still crave the time where you read to them. So I would encourage you that even after they're able to read themselves, to continue to read with them and to them. Here are a few fun chapter books that you can read with your child. These two have been really great for reluctant readers. This is Scurvy Dogs. Join the Scurvy Dogs as they set sail for adventure across the 7 seas. Journey through dangerous waters with Captain Hooktail, Patch, Chubbs, and Tinkles in search of treasure. But watch out for their most feared enemy, cats. This style of illustrations, called a graphic novel, is very appealing to reluctant readers. Scurvy Dogs is a standalone book, but we have a series called Wheel Nuts. These are fun if your kids are really into cars and things that move. In Desert Dust Up, there are 6 kooky cars, 5 extreme courses, and 1 winner. The rules are simple. There are no rules. Here's a peek inside. I hope this has been helpful to suggest some things to get your kids interested in reading. Again, think fun, interactive, and really nonfiction. Oh, and keep reading with them.